Andy's Fishing and Wild Cook.
Hey everyone, you're watching Andy's Fishing and Wild Cook. Today I'm up a creek and I'm going to catch a barramundi and make Barramundi Laksa. This is going to be delicious. I'm going to use the tackle club lures, which I'll show you later on. Have a bit of a fish now and catch our barramundi. On the spin rod I'm putting the greedy guts by Pontoon 21. Look at the colour on this thing. It's like a holographic gold, which works really well in dirty water for barras and jacks, which is why it's in this box obviously. So I like to fish two different reels, bait caster and a spin rod. One's left-handed, one's right-handed, and it just makes it interesting for me during the day. Always set the drag before. Looks like there's a bunch of twigs in the water there next to that branch. Hold the rod out to the left there, get it right in front of the fish's face. The closer you can go to where the fish is sitting, the more chance you've got of a strike. Oh yep, got him. What is that? Oh, I don't know. Small brim. A brim. Look at that. He just hammered that greedy gut. Middle lure, middle hook. Got him. So if you guys saw one of my recent jungle hike videos, I got spiked by a little barramundi by not using pliers and lip grippers. Always use either pliers or lip grippers, otherwise you end up with a hook in, I think it was in here, right in deep. Here I've hit a rock bar and I'm pretty concerned because the tide's dropping very quickly. I jump out of the boat and I'm even more concerned about the crocodiles because this river has crocs in it. I'm not very happy about the situation. Not happy about this at all. With quite a bit of effort and even bigger scratches along the bottom of the boat, I managed to get the boat off the rock bar, and then as soon as I can I scramble up the back of the motor and onto the solar platform. So this is what's in this month's Barra and Jack box. We've got some big bite bait hooks. These are by Gamakatsu, and some big bite baits BB Kicker. Those two will go together. They look like big barra food or even big salmon food. Monster Concept lures, soft bass. They look pretty good. There's only 3, so hopefully we get something on those. Then we've got some Monster 3X, like a weedless wormy sort of jig hook. And we've got a Greedy Guts Pontoon 21. These have pretty good hooks on them. A little bit light, but good quality owner hooks. Then we've got the Drunken Mullet. Not a big fan of this one. Today we might end up fishing this at night. That could work. Then we've got a couple of Tackle Club stickers. Always nice to have stickers. And here's what's actually in the box. That's the breakdown. So you're getting $104 worth of value for $70. The lower you hold the rod, the deeper the lure will go. Oh, that was a big barramundi. Oh. I've got to have a few more casts for that guy, but I don't know, it's just a random spot. I didn't even pick it as a spot, it's just this bank here. But that was one big barramundi. Here's a little drain, doesn't look like much, but you never know. Oh yeah, that's a barramundi. Oh, you hit that hard. I don't usually take the drag off, that usually it's a whack and then they just sit there. Oh, drop the rod when he jumps, drop the rod a little bit. See how big he is. Oh, might be legal. Let's have a look. Get him in the net. Tell you what, it's been quite slow fishing today. There's a lot of casts I'm not showing you at all because there's just nothing happening. Had that one miss before, and then this is really the only other fish I've seen for like probably 2 or 3 hours now. There we go, we got him. And the hook just fell out in the net. Look at that. I think he could be legal. Let's measure him up. Oh, I think he is. We have some fish for our fish laksa. Woo, yum yum. He actually feels like a decent sized fish, this one. Tail right on 0, and he is 60 centimeters. So he is just legal. That's a beautiful little fish. Oh, nice chromy colour. We'll cut his throat, put him in the esky, and then we'll cook him up a bit later on. Woo! Barramundi Laksa. So when I bleed barramundi, I get the knife, I cut in here, and make an incision there, so I can hold them. I can hold them really well like that. And I get the knife, and you see the gills there, just in there. That's all you need. And then I always hold the tail up. They tend to bleed out much better if the tail's held up. And he'll just lose consciousness. It doesn't hurt him at all. He's not flipping around. You can see the pink glow in his eye. Beautiful fish. I'd better give you a little glamour shot of the barramundi before I put him in the esky. Beautiful fish they are. Lots of meat on a barramundi. And yeah, he's going to be delicious later on. Put him in the esky. Yummy. And drop him straight. Nice. There we go. Let's have another cast in that same spot. You never know, there might be a couple of fish sitting there. I've just had a look at the sounder and it's 4 meters deep here and there's some marks here on the bottom. I might change to that big chase bait plastic. That could be worth a shot. Wow. To rig this big bite bait, big kicker, say that 3 times real quick, I'm just laying the hook down on its side and seeing where I need to go. So up about there. It's very important to rig plastics the right way, nice and straight. Okay, let's see if there's anything down. This is a 3/4 ounce jig head. I've got the anchor on spot lock, so it'll just do its own thing. The deepest hole is about there, 4 meters. Nice big long cast, and let it go all the way to the bottom. There we go. Now the fish that I saw on the sounder were about 1 meter off the bottom. So we'll raise the lure up 1 meter and then drop it. Raise it up 1 meter and drop it. The tide has just turned and there's barra popping all through here. We should be able to get one now. It's been a very slow afternoon. One right behind me here. Right there. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, there's too many choices here. There's prawns jumping everywhere. There's barras going off. There you go, prawns, barra. They're just constantly popping here. Yep, got him. That's him. Oh, threadfin or barra? What are we thinking? Oh, it could be a threadfin. No, it's something else. What do we got here? Oh, little barramundi. Little guy. We'll just get him off quickly. Oh, there he goes. Oh, it took a while. We finally got one. Okay, I don't mind dropping them in the water like that. Very hard to tempt when they're after, you know, prawns this size. And there's hundreds and hundreds of prawns in here at the moment. The sandflies are actually a bit nuts at the moment, so let's go back to the bush kitchen and cook this barramundi or seafood laksa. Now before we get onto the fish, I get some vermicelli noodles. These are rice noodles. Pop them into a bowl of water. Make sure they're covered, and we leave them in there for about 15 minutes, which is probably about the same time it'll take to prepare this fish. I'm going to fillet the fish, start at the dorsal fin, make an incision all the way down its back to its head, just on one side to start with, and I'm using a towel to stop the fish slipping around the bench. Now you want to be sure not to use a good towel. You don't want to upset your wife, your girlfriend or your mum. Cut all the way down to the tail as well, just right along the dorsal fin. Then we cut along bones that stick up from the backbone and slice down towards the center of the fish, which is the backbone. Lift up the fillet and go over the top of the backbone. Now I don't want to cut all the way through on this side, because I always find it's easier to leave the fillet on and then flip the fish over and cut the meat off the other side first. And we'll flip the fish over. Same thing, just cut along the top. So we've loosened the fillet on both sides of the fish. Now I get the knife and I slide it in underneath the fillet and lift it up like so. That way I get a nice clean cut. And we'll take off the first fillet. Skim the knife along the rib bones all the way down, and there we have a beautiful barramundi fillet. To remove the fillet, we just grab the end of it, hold it with our fingers and slide the knife down at about a 10 or 15 degree angle. The good thing with barramundi is they don't have any pin bones. So that is one nice chunk of meat with no bones in it whatsoever. Then we want to cut the barramundi into bite-sized chunks. I'm just going to do a couple of long cuts like this all the way down the body. And I don't know why I haven't done seafood or barramundi laksa before. It's extremely simple, very fast, and who doesn't like laksa? So I could be doing this more often. Let me know if you want to see more laksa style dishes. And there we have it, all sliced up into little bits. And I always remove the fat. The fat can sometimes taste muddy, so I just take that off regardless. Then we turn on the heat to about a, there we go, maybe we'll do it high for a little while. Just get things cranking along. Put a tablespoon of peanut oil in there, move that all around the wok, and then throw in some laksa paste. I'm going to use most of this jar. Oh, there we go, straight away. Cook that for about a minute. When it's nice and warm, we'll throw our pieces of barramundi in there. Let them cook for another 2 or 3 minutes. This really is a very, very simple dish. After a couple of minutes, the fish is half cooked. We open a can of coconut cream and put the whole lot in. There we go. Beautiful. And then we get the same amount of water, so we'll just fill that up. Because laksa is actually a soup, so there we go. Get that back up to the boil and another 2 or 3 minutes. We're almost done. While the laksa soup bubbles away gently, we'll get our vermicelli noodles, give them a little bit of a drain, and cut them into bite-sized chunks. Just going to use a pair of scissors for this. That's good, look at that, perfect. And they are done. All that remains now is to serve it up. And if you want a healthy, delicious, soupy style meal, a barramundi or seafood laksa I think is definitely the way to go. Look at the colour on that. Yummy. That is superb. Oh. What better way to enjoy this than just sitting in my bush kitchen? Let's just try the sauce on its own. Creamy and coconutty. I'll have a piece of fish. This was really fresh. Super delicate and soft. And some noodles. Quite mild. Very, very nice. The flavours aren't really strong at all. Fresh fish shouldn't be fishy at all. And the laksa flavours and the coconut cream just make this dish. Oh, this is so good. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to watch more, I've got a really cool survival hike video, a 4-day hike up there, and I've got a really cool coastal forage video over here. I upload a new video every week, and I'd really like to thank all my Patreon supporters. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.